Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So when we were learning about Sat Karantavad and Asat Karantavad, we learned that Sat cannot be destroyed in the past, present, or future, and it is eternal, and Asat can be destroyed, and it is not eternal. But the definition for Asat was different when we were talking about how the universe is an absolute reality, because during that, Asat meant it can never be experienced. So does this mean that Asat has two different meanings given the situation, or are there just different facets to the same term?
See, the first definition we learnt, in which Shankaracharya ji explains that Asat will mean such an object which can never be experienced. So this is the definition which is given by Shankaracharya ji. But the one which is not Sat, it means one which is not eternal, will be Asat. This is the general definition.
Okay, thank you, Raja.
Yes. And for Mahaprabhuji, Sat and Asat, both these terms will mean Avirbhav and Tirobhav, manifestation and concealment, nothing more than that.
Okay.
So, as per Mahaprabhuji's thoughts, Sat will mean any such object which is manifested by Bhagavan, or manifested by the wish of Bhagavan. When Bhagavan wants to manifest something, that object is created out of the Sat attribute of Brahma. So automatically it will be addressed as Sat. And when Bhagavan wants to destroy the universe and Bhagavan conceals everything in his own form, at that time we will be addressing it as Asat. It means when it is in its concealed form, because the Sat attribute of Brahma is not revealed right now. Just in that format we would understand Sat and Asat in the terms of Mahaprabhuji. Shankaracharya ji has different definitions.
Ji, Raja.
Anyone else? Fine. Then whoever has a turn today, you may summarize the last topic and continue with the next one.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm able to hear.
Okay, so at the last class, we mainly discussed questions that were based off the class before, which was the absence and concealment of the universe. So when Bhagwan wants to reveal the universe, he wants to reveal the name, form, and function of the universe. And during the final destruction, the whole universe is concealed in the form of Bhagwan. And during the questions, we talked about how how the concept of the universe is really more complex than we see. How the world isn't just destroyed and created. How the process of materialization and the process of cause and effect. It's more about concealment and revealment of these qualities of Bhagwan, as everything is Bhagwan. So these are Brahma's qualities, and that's how what we call the creation and destruction of the universe is. That's the main point of like it's not absence, but it's disappearance, and I think that's the main point of what we were talking about last class. Should I continue reading?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
So the topic which we are going to discuss today is that as we understood the theory and the philosophy of Nyaya, in which they are accepting 4 types of abhav. So in today's topic, we are trying to understand the refutation of all these 4 abhav as per the philosophy of Mahaprabhuji. So as we understood before that because Mahaprabhuji accepts the theory of Avirbhav and Tirobhav, it means manifestation and concealment, and therefore doesn't accept any such condition in which any object is having total absence and absolute absence. So Mahaprabhuji is refusing to accept the 4 abhav. So in today's topic, we have to one by one learn that how Mahaprabhuji is negating the theory of abhav. Yes, you may continue.
Ji Raja. The refutation of the fourfold abhavs, refutation of the extreme absence of material, or atyantabhav. When the existence of any object by referring to its place or space is negated, we come to understand the extreme abhav of the object. For example, let us take the sentence, "The pot is not there in this room." If it is seen from the philosophical point of view, there can be no extreme absence of any object. As the universe has resulted from Brahm, it is real, and only that object from which can never have its abhav is called Satriya. Again, as Brahm has resulted into the whole universe, each and every object of the universe is of the nature of Brahm or the form of Brahm. Hence, the Brahm is pervading each and every form always. Hence, the Vedas say, Sarvam Sarvamayam, everything is pervading and everything is omnipresent. Every soul in this universe is the form of the paramount Lord, and is of the nature of the universal soul. Hence, when it is said there is no pot in this room, it does not mean that there is no existence of the pot in the room, but it means that the pot has disappeared in the room. In answer to the question, in which form does the pot lie disappeared, it can be said thus: the floor of the room, the atoms of the dust that remain on the floor, or the space, 2, being of the nature of Brahm, are sarvatmak, the forms of the omnipresent Brahm. Hence, we should understand that the disappearance of the pot has remained in those forms. At the time of the realization of the knowledge of Brahm, the vision of the whole Brahmad that the enlightened should have has been narrated into the Vedas. There are various worth noting incidents such as Sri Yashodaji beheld the whole universe inside the mouth of Bhagwan lying down in her lap. Bhagwan made everyone see the whole universe in the assembly of Virat before the Mahabharata war and in the battlefield too. Sri Nisham Bhagwan manifested from the pillar. These various incidents are given in Puran, in which the description of the manifestation of some object or some person at some place has been accomplished through the power of mantra or through the power of yoga. The saint Sri Gyaneshwar made the buffalo utter the Ved mantra. The poison bought for Mirabai turned into nectar. Various ancient and modern evidences such as these prove the pervading power of Brahm and the universality of the Supreme Being. If it is viewed philosophically, there remains no reason to believe in Atyabhav, the extreme absence of any object whatsoever. But here, one thing is worth taking into consideration. In order to have wide variety in Leela Brahm makes his own omnipresentness disappear from the objects of the world. That means he covers up and conceals his own universality and his presence in all forms. Hence, no one except Brahm Gyan, or the one who knows and feels the omnipresentness of Brahm, can have the experience of the presence of the Supreme Soul in all forms. A dexterous or adept actor has the ability to play the roles of various characters like Ram, Ravan, Gans, Krishna, Arjun, and so on. But when he has particularly to play the role of Vishwamitra, he conceals in himself the attributes and the characteristics of other roles, and plays that particular role of only Vishwamitra and presents his character. Similarly, Brahm too, when he wishes to manifest into a particular form at a particular time, he conceals all forms except that one. Of course, all forms have their existence in him. So to summarize, it's starting off by saying how there is no, when they say the extreme absence of material, Mahaprabhuji is refuting this, and the reason for saying that is that by referring to like that space is negated, we come to understand the extreme above. So like, if the universe is real, there's no such thing as like complete absence, but it's disappearance. And the proof of this is how it, like, the purpose of this is that Brahm wants to manifest into the universe while he is the universe. So he wishes to manifest into like particular forms at a particular time in those particular moments. So to say that it's absence is like, it's not correct, because it's more of like showing what he wants to be shown. It's not like something not really being there.
So Mahaprabhuji wants to explain here that any object is created, each and every object of this universe is as created out of the Sat attribute of Brahma, and nothing is out of Brahma. It means the object which is not created out of Brahma. Nothing can exist in this universe out of the Brahma. So ultimately, each and every object is the form of Brahma himself, and therefore, as Brahma is eternal, each and every object created out of the Sat attribute of Brahma has to be eternal. As in the topic of Brahmavad, initially we understood that Brahma himself is the material and efficient cause for the universe. So when we are saying that it is that Brahma himself is the material cause, Brahma himself is the efficient cause. So when Brahma himself is the material cause of any object, how can he have any sort of absence? It means it has to exist in all the forms, all the names and all the functions. So Atyanta Bhav means that, for example, if I am giving a statement that the pot is not present in the room, or this person is not present in the room, so in the worldly context it can be okay that yeah, we are not able to see the pot in the room in the particular space, or it is not visible to us. So on the basis of our visibility and our experience, we say that the pot is not present or pot is absent. But it doesn't mean that pot is totally absent or it is not present at all in this room. It has to be present, because as per Brahmavad, each and every material is created out of Brahma, and therefore nothing can be absent nowhere and never. It means not even in the context of space, and not even in the context of time. Nothing can be absent. For that, here as examples are given that Bhagavan, when he expressed that the whole universe is an own self, Yashodaji was able to see that. Same way, Bhagavan revealed his such a huge form in front of Arjun, where Arjun saw each and every material in Bhagavan's body, including his own self, including the whole Kurukshetra, and each and every person who was standing in the Kurukshetra. So he saw everything in the form of Bhagavan. Same way, when Bhagavan wanted to manifest out of the pillar during his Nrsimha avatar, when Hiranyakashipu challenged Prahlad that if you are claiming that your God is present everywhere, can he manifest out of this pillar? So he tried to break the pillar and Bhagavan came out of that pillar also. So these incidents are given in the Puran, and it is clear that manifestation of some object or some person at some particular place or some particular time is accomplished through the power of Bhagavan. Or if Bhagavan provides such superior power to any of his devotee or any of the person who is practicing Gyan or Yoga, even those Gyani and Yogis can perform such activities. For example, Gyaneshwar was a Brahma Gyani. It means he had experienced Brahma. He had experienced the omnipresentness of Brahma. So, once a person was beating the buffalo in front of the whole market. So, Gyaneshwar arrived there and said that, how dare you beat any conscious being? So, he said that buffalo is an animal. So it doesn't, I am not beating a human being, I am beating just an animal who is good for nothing. So say that, how did you say that he is good for nothing? So he asked the buffalo, and buffalo started chanting the Veda mantra. Now this is not possible for us to do, but it was possible for Gyaneshwar to do, as he had Brahma Gyan. On the other side, we have many such examples in which yogi and jnanis were able to see Brahma in each and every object of this universe, or they were able to experience Bhagavan in each and every object and person of this universe. So we are not able to experience Brahma everywhere. Our knowledge and confined practice the realization of infinity, we realize the omnipresentness of Brahma, and we start realizing that this is not what which is visible to us, or our visibility is confined, not the universe. So here Mahaprabhuji wants to explain that your visibility is confined, not the forms of the Brahma. So as Brahma is omnipresent, same way each and every object of this universe, as it is created out of the Sat attribute of Brahma, everything is omnipresent in its own form, in its real form, because Brahma himself is manifested in those forms. But only because Bhagavan wants variety in this universe, Bhagavan wants to have a sort of changes in this universe, and therefore Bhagavan creates varieties. And as Bhagavan wants to create varieties, he confines some materials. He, for example, I am Maitri, I will be Maitri. You are Arnav, you will be Arnav. You cannot be Maitri and I cannot be Arnav. In this way we are confined. But we are not confined being Brahma. It means I am also the particle of Chit attribute of Brahma, and even you are the particle of Chit attribute of Brahma. Bhagavan has hidden the attribute of Anand from all of us. But for example, if Brahma reveals that Anand attribute in all of us, you can be everything in this universe, and even I can be everything in this universe. So this is what we have to understand, that Atyanta Bhav is the concept in which we are accepting the absolute absence of any material as per the Nyaya school of Vedanta, as per their philosophy. But Mahaprabhuji doesn't accept this, as each and every object and each and every conscious being is created out of Sat and Chit attribute of Brahma. And whatever is created out of the attribute of Brahma has to remain eternal. It has to be eternal. Even if Bhagavan is confining anything, Bhagavan has confined it with his own power. But whenever Bhagavan wants to reveal something, he has the power to reveal it also. As Bhagavan manifested out of the pillar in front of Hiranyakashipu. Or Arjun saw his own self, the whole Kurukshetra and the army of Mahabharat in the body of Bhagavan. So when Bhagavan wants to reveal, he can reveal at any moment. Or with the special powers given to his devotees or yogis or jnanis, even they too have the power to manifest something or show anything which is not visible to us in our confined visibility. So this is how, as per Brahmavad, no sort of absence is possible in the context of space. Because everything is created out of Brahma, and therefore, philosophically, each and every object has the capacity to be omnipresent. It has been hidden. The attribute of Anand has just been hidden by Bhagavan for having variety in the Leela. But hiding something and claiming the absence of material are two different concepts. So Mahaprabhuji explains that it can be hidden, but it cannot be absent at all. Arnav, can you explain?
Yeah, so basically when we talk about like the omnipresence of Bhagwan, or like the infinite quality of Bhagwan, we always think of like we always consider ourselves like, oh, we're part of the universe, we're part of Bhagwan, but then there's always like that part of us that like clings like to our illusion of like I get like the like separation of the absence of like the Anand quality, and like someone like who's a Brahm Gyani knows how the omnipresence of Bhagwan is like greater than something as small as like the ego. And I didn't understand the okay, yeah.
Anyone else? Yes? Yeah, you may speak on.
Oh yeah, so then I didn't understand at first like what a Brahm Gyani was, because I thought like, is that the same thing as someone who reached like salvation, since I understand that they didn't reach Bhagwan, but if you experience like the omnipresence of Bhagwan when you experience Bhagwan, like I didn't know how to explain that, so then I was confused by that in the first part. So
okay.
Sorry.
So, see, it is true that while we attain salvation, we become one with Bhagavan, and there we are able to experience the omnipresentness of Brahma. But the second variety of salvation is also when we are free from the bondages of the universe in spite of being present in this universe. It is known as Jivan Mukti, and the second one is known as Videha Mukti. Jivan Mukti will mean in spite of having the body, in spite of being on this universe only, we are able to experience oneness or unification with Brahma. And the Videha Mukti will mean that when we leave our body here and our soul becomes one with Brahma. So these are both the varieties of Mukti. We will be learning these in the next chapter of Pramaratna Sangra, the second one, Jiv Vivek, consideration of the individual being. So for now, try to understand that there are two types of salvation. The one in which we are in this universe itself, but still as we are able to experience Brahma, we are one with Brahma. We are able to realize Brahma. And the second one is Jivan Mukti, in which we are, when we are free from the with the boundages of our body and our soul becomes free, our soul will be becoming one with the Brahma. We have both these conditions, and there is an example of a saint named Vamadev. Vamadev was able to experience Brahma in spite of being in this universe only, and he used to say that I am manifested as the whole universe, I have created the universe. So these are the gestures from Brahma in which he gestures from Vamadev, where he claims that he is able to experience Brahma.
Ji Raja, I understand now.
So this is the condition in which, because with the sadhana of Gyan, or with the method of Gyan, we are able to experience the omnipresentness in our own self. As the formats are different in Bhakti Marg, Gyan Marg and Karma Marg. For example, in Bhakti Marg, the person who is performing Seva of Shri Thakurji, he would be able to talk to Bhagwan. Bhagwan will be present in front of him, as we read in the stories of 84 Vaishnavas. So in this variety, I mean in this sort of experience, Bhakti Margi will be able to experience Bhagavan in the format he wants to experience him. And in the format of Gyan Marg, a Jnani, a yogi who is trying to understand the omnipresentness of the Brahma, at the end of his sadhana, he would be able to experience the omnipresentness of Brahma.
I think I understand now. So then, when the saint said, I created, you said that Brahma gestured the saint to say that he created the universe, or that he said it himself?
He was able to experience oneness with Brahma, and therefore he had the same exclamation which Brahma has. It means, as Brahma says that I am creator, sustainer and destroyer of the universe, the same way Vamadev also said that I have created the universe, the whole universe is sustained in my own self, and I will be destroying the universe. So he was able to experience the oneness with Brahma.
Dear Raja, I understand now.
Because the attribute of Anand, the attribute of infinity, which is hidden in the whole universe and all the individual beings, it can be revealed with the wish of Bhagavan. When Bhagavan sees that this person is capable to do so, to experience the infinity now, Bhagavan reveals the attribute of Ananda in his form, and then we are able to experience omnipresentness. Revelation of the Anand attribute, the attribute of infinity, is not possible by our own efforts, but when Bhagavan finds us capable enough, he reveals the attribute in ourselves.
Okay, Ji Raja, I understand now.
Fine. We'll take more questions tomorrow. You people may read the topic properly once more, and you may ask if there are any more queries.